Welcome to episode 7 of After Dark Talk Radio. Sorry, I am a minute or two late here. I could not find the opening song. I was like, where did the opening song go? I could not find it for the life of me. You know how stuff just escapes you? Yeah, that's what happened. It was escaping me and I couldn't find it. I was like, okay, this is stressing me out, so I found it. So welcome. Say hello if you are hopping on. Say hello if you are hopping on. Let me know where you are hopping on from, even if you watch this on the replay. I would love to hear from you. Tonight we're going to talk about some grief and loss. And we will get into that shortly. First and foremost, let's go ahead and do some cleansing here. I have a candle going that makes noise, so if you wonder what that little noise is in the background, that's my candle. So we're going to go ahead and burn some sage here. Just going to cleanse the space that I'm working in. Let it get a good burn. You can just see what I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of cleanse my space here, cleanse my chakras. I'm always worried I'm going to light my hair on fire. That would not be good. To my heart, my throat, my third eye, and my crown. Then I'm going to put it back in my bowl. A little bowl here. So I'll just let it burn out. All right. So if you're just catching me for the first time, this is my talk radio show, After Dark Talk Radio, where I am the host. It's my show. I get to do, whatever I want. I made it up. It's mine. And this week we're going to talk about some loss and grief. But if you haven't met me before, my name is Christine Renee. I am the owner of After Dark Intuition. I like to do card readings on my personal profile. Or just intuitive readings. I have a group called After Dark Intuition, the Art of Confidence and Empowerment, where we talk about all kinds of fabulous things. I do all kinds of clearings over there. I do special things. I actually have a free masterclass coming up in there over probably in the next 2 weeks. I don't have an exact date for it, but I will put a event within that group if you would like to join. I would love to have you over there. It's a free masterclass. We are going to really back it up and learn all about the basics to learning how to meditate, because I have a program and it's called Empowered from Within. And within this program, we learn how to really learn to trust our intuition. But one of the things that we really need to learn prior to trusting our intuition is, and I've been talking about this a lot, is realizing that we actually need some assistance. And it's not assistance from me. It's not assistance from the outside world. It's assistance from within. And to start listening and hearing yourself from within, we need to learn how to quiet our mind. And so the masterclass will be named The Space, and I will announce it here on my page, and it will be inside my Facebook group. So if you're not over there now, please go ahead and join. And actually, I will throw the link in there in here right now. If I can switch over to Facebook here. All right. Oh, look, it says I'm live now. You're right, I am live now. Just going to add my Hello, Sunshine, Marianne. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to go ahead and add my Facebook group here now. So if you have not joined my group, feel free to do so. I just threw the link in there, and actually, I think I can, how do I pin this thing? Aha! I pinned it. I can figure this out. Anyways, so let's go ahead and let me make sure I'm on track here onto what I wanted to talk about. Oh my goodness, why does my notes keeps disappearing? I have like notes of what I always want to talk about, like the outline of the show, and I, sometimes digress. Anyways, so my background, I am a Reiki master. I really started following my spiritual path about 10 years ago. And if I did an impromptu live yesterday on my personal profile here, if you want to learn anything more about me, I really sat and just chatted all about myself. But I started my spiritual journey about 10 years ago, and I started learning Reiki. And through Reiki and everything, I really began opening myself up and really began learning about my intuition and really moving forward with that. Learning how to read cards, the cards, not so much, but I mean, reading, like I love reading cards, but it's really mostly the energy when I'm talking to people. I love reading their energy, and I love giving them intuitive information that I receive. So it's one of my favorite things to do is my free my free intuitive readings. And I also have paid ones as well, in case you were wondering. You can find anything that I do, pretty much all the links on linktree.com or linktr.ee/After Dark Intuition. I'll post that in here too. But first, let's go ahead and take a minute and let's do a small meditation. So I just want you to just sit where you're at, and I want you to just take a deep breath. So close your eyes and just feel your body sitting on whatever you're sitting on, whether it's your bed, a couch, a chair, wherever you happen to be. Just close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath in. And then I want you to breathe out. Just going to kind of release all the energy that is being held within our body right now, because we like to hold our bodies in such a tight space. We end up with our shoulders up around our neck, and our torsos tight, and our, even our brain is, even our skull or our skin on our head is all up there. So just breathe in and breathe out, and just feel that stress and that energy start to relax out of your body. You feel your neck elongate, feel your shoulders, release a little bit and go down. Feel your body and your hips release. Let me go ahead and throw in the Linktree link. You can find everything here as well. You can find the links for Empower from Within. There, I have basic and VIP subscriptions, and I also have my 60-minute intuitive readings for $111, and then I actually have a quick little cute love reading for $22, and that is a 3-card pull plus just an intuitive personal message, a personalized intuitive message, and we do that via Messenger. But oh my goodness, why does this keep doing this? This poor computer. So I want to talk about what I've done over the past couple of weeks. Recently, and this is where this comes from, where this whole episode comes from, is recently I lost another person that I work with, and I have worked with for the past 18 years. I, worked with this person daily, and, I actually lost a second person 5 months ago, same, work environment. So 2 people within 5 months. And these are people that I've worked with every single day, for 18 years. And, probably even more than every single day because we work crazy long hours. And I don't want this episode to be sad, but I do understand that it might bring up some feelings, right? Some emotions. So what we're going to do now, and this is pretty much how every episode works, is I kind of give you a little bit of background of who I am, talk about what I have kind of going on, and then we will get into the subject matter. And then we are really going to do a grief and loss clearing. And then if we have time a little bit later, I will do some live readings and bring somebody on if they choose, if they wish. And yeah, so let's get into it. So grief and loss, as you know, if you have ever lost anybody, it's a very difficult process and a difficult, emotional task. So, and I say, and maybe task isn't the right word. I was just going to say, I say the word task for a reason, but it's probably not the right word. But what happens when you have grief and loss is all of a sudden you have this empty space, this empty hole, right? And how do we deal with that hole? How do we move forward without letting the grief and the loss completely consume us? More often, we are going day to day, and we are moving through our life without a thought. And when you receive that loss, right? When that loss comes to you, or that grief comes to you, it's uncontrollable, right? You don't have any control. We can't control the world. We can't control our lives. We certainly can't control death, and we can't control loss. So when that happens, it leaves a huge hole in our heart. It leaves a huge hole in our mind, and it leaves a hole in our energy, right? When we're moving day to day through all of our tasks and all of the things that we do every single day, we don't ever stop and think about the loss or the possibility of losing somebody. And after working with somebody for 18 years, I mean, even in the industry that I work in, you think about loss, but you just don't think it's going to happen to you. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And when I'm discussing loss, it could be anything. It could mean the loss of a pet. It could really be, a divorce, the, loss of a relationship, the loss of a place to live, the loss of anything, right? So any of this can equate to this feeling of grief and this feeling of loss. And the way that we can deal with it is, hi, Nicole. The way that we deal with it is, it's not all the same, but it is a good way to get inside and really kind of try and not fill the holes, but give that energy somewhere to go. Give ourselves a true understanding of it's okay that we are going to continue to live our lives, that it is okay that we remember this person, however we choose to remember this person or the situation, or however you grieve is okay. It doesn't matter. The only thing that it matters to is you, and you're the only person that's judging the way that you grieve something or, feel this loss. Number one, nobody can be in our head. That is the best thing in the universe. No one can be in our head. We can think whatever thoughts we want. We can feel whatever we want to feel. And if you're not putting it out there for the world to see, it's yours. It's yours to keep. It's yours to feel. It's yours to deal with. And sometimes that can be a good thing, and sometimes that can be a bad thing. So that's why I say it's yours to deal with. So the very first time that I lost a guy that I worked with, He was in his 50s, and he was tragically taken. So this was a car accident that happened, and a family man, a family of 8 children, and just absolutely devastating, not only for the family, of course, but all of his coworkers. And this was just such a devastating, sudden loss. There was no sickness, there was no health issues. It was just sudden and tragic. So the death of this person was very significant, and probably the first person that I've really lost that was super, close, because I've worked with this person for 18 years, and it was very hard, very difficult, especially knowing knowing the like conversations that we had, like just a couple days before, and just knowing that this person was never going to come back, knowing that the family was going to suffer, knowing that we were going to suffer, right? We worked with this person for 18 years, and every single one of us just suddenly had this hole, put into our heart, right? And then on top of that, 5 months later, we have it happen again. And this time it wasn't tragic, it was a medical issue, but still devastating nonetheless. Had a conversation with the person the day before. This person was only 55, and the age is just so young, and it's just so devastating. So with that, I'm going to take you through a loss and energy clearing. Nicole says, my mom, dad, younger brother, uncles, grandparents, both sides are all passed away. I also had to grieve the Nicole before this third concussion. Many of my past memories of my younger life, and even memories raising my kids, still to this day I can forget days, learning to live in the moment. Yeah, and you know what, Nicole, concussions are devastating. Concussions are absolutely awful, and they can really change your life. They're very difficult to deal with. I have my middle child. He has had multiple concussions, and luckily at this point in time, I mean, he's had 2 severe concussions, 1 mild, right? But the poor kid was kicked out of, not kicked out, but, it was best not to participate in any further sports because of, all the concussions that he suffered. And he's right now only 20. So, he, will be 20 in a month, or a couple months. But, devastating for a young man to not be able to participate in sports anymore because of concussions and, a further knee injury. But yeah, very difficult. They're very life-changing, very scary things. So I hope you're able to deal with this and not get any more concussions. But all right, so let's go ahead, and we're gonna move into an energy clearing for our grief and loss. And so I want you to, when we are doing this, I really want you to allow yourself to connect. I want yourself to be free to have all the thoughts that come through your mind. And I want you to allow any emotions to come that come. When we are done with the energy clearing, we'll ground ourselves so that we can come back to ourselves. And of course, if it's too much, please feel free to just hop off, come back on later and finish it up, or, watch the rest later. But not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. And then we'll do a couple of little readings, and then we'll hop off for the day. So let's go ahead, and I want you to sit back. I want you to, again, feel yourself seated in the position that you're in. Your bum is, squarely on the chair or bed or wherever you're at, or if you're in your car. Just don't close your eyes if you're driving, of course. But I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out. Take another deep breath in. And deep breath out. Okay, I want you to picture yourself preparing to walk down a path. And you can see this dirt path in front of you is surrounded by lots of greenery, lots of pretty, beautiful plants, lots of trees, but you can't see where this path leads. As you start to walk, you can feel your bare feet in the dirt, and the dirt is just that fine, beautiful, silty dirt that's just, it feels very good on your feet. It feels very silky. It feels very warm and inviting almost. It's not quite like sand, but just a little bit thinner. And as you walk, you feel that dirt surround your feet just a little bit. And as you continue to walk, you can hear the birds within the trees or the bushes. You can hear rustling around as you continue. And as you walk a little bit further, you come to a clearing. Inside that clearing is a beautiful bench, just like a piece of wood that looked like it had fallen over, and it has just fallen like a perfect little bench. And all of the space is open around you. And as you continue to walk into the clearing, you go and you sit on that bench. And as you sit, you feel your heart space open. You feel like all the love and all the energy are pouring out of your heart into that beautiful clearing. As you sit with your hand on your heart and you look around the clearing through your mind's eye, you suddenly see all the people that you've lost, that you're grieving for, that you miss, that you want to spend time with. And every single one of them is looking at you. They're all standing in front of you as if they're waiting. As you open your mind's eye, you reach out towards them, and they move in towards you and they hold your hand. As you sit with your hands touching each other, each one of them says something to you. Each one of them looks you in the eyes and tells you something that you want to hear, something that you need to hear, something that you desire to hear. Whether it's I love you, whether it's I'll miss you, whether it's hey, that earring that you lost is behind the sink, whatever it may be, each one of them takes a moment and shares with you their innermost thought, desire. As each of them are telling you this, you feel that energy and that love enter your heart space. You feel it come in as though it is a pulsating energy, love, love and space. And as you feel all of that energy coming in, it fills your heart. And you can feel all of that energy starting to swirl, swirling right within your heart, moving around in a nice, big, huge circular motion, causing almost like the winds of a tornado, except softer. Just a swift but soft breeze moving within your heart, allowing you to open up that heart space, clearing that energy, clearing that grief. Clearing that loss. I'll give you a few more moments to speak to your people, allowing them to tell you and continue to tell you what they want to, what you want to hear. We'll allow that breeze and wind to just continue to move within our heart. Feels so good. Feels amazing. You know how when your heart feels full, that's what it feels like. Feels like that surge of love that you feel when you see that person that you want to see. That surge of love when you take a look at your daughter for the first time. That surge of love for your husband when he does something silly. Just continue to allow your people to talk to you. As each one is done telling you what they'd like to say, they step back. They step back into that little half circle right in front of you so you can see them all. You thank them for their messages. You thank them for the love and the appreciation that they have always shown you. You thank them for being in your life. You thank them for showing you and teaching you something that you didn't know. Every person that comes into our life has a purpose and a reason. Why we've met them, why we've loved them, why we have wanted to punch them in the face, or why they've irritated us, or whatever. There's a reason why everybody meets everybody. And we thank them. We thank them for the presence in our life, no matter what it may have been, whether it was a loving relationship, a rocky relationship, a, parent relationship where they had to parent and you had to be the kid. Every relationship is good. And we thank them. So let's go ahead and take that energy that's within our heart space and we're going to allow that to bottle itself up. We're going to allow that to continue to swirl and we're going to take that ball of energy, that green ball of energy, right? Because our heart space is green. And we're going to move that energy all the way down to our root chakra. So we're going to feel it go right down into our solar plexus, which is right below our rib cage, right down into our sacral, which is below our belly button, and right down into our root, which is right below that. And we're going to allow that little ball of tornado heart energy swirl and open us up and clear all of our chakras. Take a deep breath in and blow that out, allowing all of that energy to clear. Take that deep breath in and blow it out. Now we're going to move that energy from our root chakra all the way back up through our sacral, solar plexus, heart. Now we're going to move it up through our throat, through our third eye, and right up and out through our crown. So you're going to see this beautiful green energy just encompass us like an umbrella. It's going to shower down upon us, and it's going to swirl around our bodies. You can see that energy while we're sitting on our bench. You can see the energy all around us, just swirling right around our head, around our neck, around our shoulders, around our torso, around our butt, our thighs, our knees, our shins, all the way down to our feet, encompassing our feet like a little mummy. And it's just going to continue to swirl, and you're going to watch as it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, finally turning a bright white and exploding around us as if a little firework just went off, and out into the universe, all of that white, beautiful light. As we sit here on the bench, we're going to go ahead and connect to the earth. We're going to ground ourselves. Let's go ahead and feel that energy moving all the way down from the bottom of our feet, all the way down into the earth as far as it can go. And we're going to go ahead and feel that energy pull us to the earth and hold us there. And as you feel that pull, we're going to allow that energy to move all the way back up and through all of our body, all the way, very quickly, all the way up through the earth, up through our feet, shins, knees, thighs, hips, torso, heart, throat, all the way up and out through our crown chakra. And that energy is going to keep us grounded for the remainder of the evening. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And take another deep breath in. And breathe out. And go ahead and open your eyes when you are ready. Oh, that felt good. Tell me how you felt. That felt good. That felt like rejuvenating, even though it was emotional. For me, it was emotional. I could picture the two gentlemen that I just lost in my clearing. I could just see them clear as day. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to have lost people so young. Let me know what you thought if you're on, and if you're watching on a replay, #replay, and let me know what came up for you and how that made you feel. Let's see. Nicole, you'd love to share resources you may have. Your brother took his life, and my other brother, ER doctor, put pump in lung and not stomach. Oh my dear goodness gracious. That's awful. Yes, Nicole, feel free to share any sort of resources. Yeah, isn't that awesome? So beautiful, so neat to hear them talk to you. Yeah, it's kind of like their opportunity to tell you something that, that you either weren't ready to hear to begin with, or that you didn't know you needed to hear, or that they never got the chance to tell you. And it's pretty amazing to hear from people, especially when you lose them so suddenly, like you had. Nicole. You're welcome. Yeah, share away resources because, suicide is very, very difficult. And something like that, a doctor putting a pump in a lung and not a stomach, that is just so tragic. How old, if I may ask, how old were your brothers? It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So you seem like you've been through a lot for sure. For sure. So when I lost these people, it's a whole process for us in the sense that in my department, we really, these are like brothers to us, and we really go above and beyond, right? We're with the family continuously. We take them under our wing, and now they are who we're responsible for, and that's a whole nother part of my life as well. So it was very, very interesting. Seems so many have regrets after someone passes. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like what we really need to do is live our lives how we want to live our lives every single day. And we don't, because we're fearful. We concern ourselves way too much with your first brother was 8, and his 8 years his younger, he was in his early 20s. My first brother was 8, his younger, he was in his early 20s. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. But we concern ourselves way too much with what people think, and we don't just do what we want to do. And that's where our regrets come in. We don't tell the people that we love them, and when we should. We don't do the things that we want to do with them when we should. We allow things to get in our way. We allow the busy life that we have to get in the way. We start thinking that certain things are more important than others when they're not. And it's our own human being on this universal plane. It's part of our journey, but we really need to move past a lot of things. We need to not have regrets. We need to just do what we want to do when we want to do it. Exactly. That's it. There's no question about it, right? Like in fact, let's talk about my sponsor of the week, which is, Nicole says, my other brother was 10 years younger than me. He was mid-30s. My poor mom lost 2 sons, and she passed 1.5 years later. Yeah. And that's difficult, right? And I'm sure your mother wasn't very old either, because it's stressful. I can't even imagine losing one of my children. I would be devastated. I have three children. I have 2 boys and a daughter. Yeah. It's probably what would happen to me. I would just, especially after 2, just awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal. I'd have a very hard time. And, we do forget, or we shouldn't forget, that there are other people that we need to be living for too, like I'm sure my husband would not be happy, if I was just like, oh, I can't live anymore, because my kids passed away. That would be awful. Yeah. It's just so awful. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. And yeah, I'm sorry for your losses too. It's very, very difficult. But hopefully you'll be able to, find your purpose and really have yourself a good path to continue, and, not have regrets, and move forward. And like you just said, able to communicate with them in a way, right? And hear what they have to say to you and take that to heart, right? Because I'm sure what they said to you means something, it's very, very important. So let's go ahead and talk about my sponsor for the week, which of course is my newest subscription program, which is Empower from Within. Empower from Within is a monthly subscription service that we are learning how to really tune into our intuition. Nicole says, my cranial sacral therapist said your mom would want you to live this beautiful life. Exactly. Exactly. And that is what we are here for. That is what we are here for. And we were put on this universe to do something. We really, really were. I am a healer by nature, and that's what I do. And that is what I will always do in some fashion. And no matter how many times I am recreated on this earth, I will be a healer. And so part of my program, Empower from Within, is really discussing all about learning how to tune into your intuition and learning the strategies to actually move forward with your intuition, right? So I talked really about the first step yesterday in one of my reels, I think on Instagram. It's all about realizing, number one, that we need to tune into our intuition. We go through our life on a regular basis, like I said, moving way too fast, going from point A to point B without realizing where we're going, what we're doing. And we as people are, we like to grow. We like to become entrepreneurs. We like to have businesses. We're always thinking of ways to make things better. We're always inventing things. We're always, thinking of ways to get out into the world and to help people and to, be there. Not everybody is just here moving from day to day with no purpose, right? Every single one of us has a desire. We want to write books. We want to, go live, and I want to help people. I want to talk about, whatever I want to talk about. And that means that we grow and we are thinking. We're always thinking, and we're always wondering what we should do next and how we can make something better. And your intuition is a huge part of that. So learning how, number one, realizing that you need some assistance, right? Whether it's outside assistance or internal assistance, right? Nicole says, I feel like I feel everything since this last concussion. Like I'm okay, that's enough. Yeah. I'm sure you do, because I understand how serious concussions are. And I mean, it's a head injury, and it's, it is, quick question for you, Nicole, do you feel more connected? I'd be curious. But what I was saying is, we all need some confirmation, whether or not it is outside sources. So like I do a lot of intuitive readings, and people come to me for intuitive readings. They ask questions because they're looking for confirmation. When we're looking to our intuition, we're also looking for confirmation. But when we go to listen to our own intuition, we don't trust ourselves. So last week in our very first Zoom call, because we have 2 Zoom calls a month, we discussed how to really trust your intuition, how to learn to trust your intuition. It's kind of like an experiment, right? So it was pretty neat, but it's kind of like science, and you have to go through a testing phase. And if it's a strategy, just like any other strategy, right? You need to learn to connect with yourself first and foremost. And that is what my upcoming free masterclass, The Space, will be about. It is really learning how to connect. And once you learn how to actually give yourself that space, because I realize that not everybody understands how to quiet your mind and how to sit still, how to not pay attention to your phone 24/7, how to really listen, then you can decipher and realize what it is that you are hearing. So first step on your intuition process is really realizing that you need to listen to yourself and need to get some sort of confirmation from those outside sources. And that's what we're working on. So that is our very first step. And you know what? Empower from Within is great because it is a monthly subscription, but it's not something you need. It's not something you need. You can continue to go through life every single day doing the things you're doing, do laundry, raise your children, do dishes, and you don't need to learn about your intuition. You can just, go through life like you do. But if you want to grow and you want to really move forward, that's what you need to do. You need to learn how to tune into yourself. It's not me that's teaching you how to do these things. I mean, I'm teaching you how to do these things, but it's you. It's you learning how to listen to yourself. And that's why I see the beauty of Empower from Within being a subscription service, because you can come and go whenever you want. I'm not holding you hostage for a certain number of weeks. I do recommend staying in for at least 3 months, because 3 months is at least a minimum to get a minimum understanding of what it is that you're, trying to learn, right? And the basic subscription is $33 a month. It's fabulous. It's great value for the amount, right? You get 2 Zoom live calls a month. You get Voxer support, a private Voxer group. You get to ask an intuitive question a week, and you also get journal prompts. And then for the VIP, you also get, in addition to those things, you get unlimited intuitive questions a week, and I answer back and forth with you. And then also one hot seat coaching session, or whichever type of session you want to actually have. We could do a live reading, whatever it is that you would like to do. But it's so much fun. And the VIP is $111 per month. But with both of those, you also get a discounted first month. So I'm basically giving this away, and because I have such a desire to teach this, and I really love this subject matter. I love teaching about intuition and learning and teaching you guys how to tune into yourself, right? All this can do is help you. I love letting you learn and helping you learn. It's just so much fun. So that's my little spiel for the week on Empower from Within. I keep saying Empowered from Within. The links are actually in my link tree that I have I linked here. Let me see. I will link it again. But all my links are in there. That's got the basic subscription, which is $33 per month, and then the VIP subscription, which is $111 per month. And the discounted rate of $9 for the very first month for the 33 basic, and a discounted rate of $33 for the VIP. Which is so much fun. All right, so I just threw the Linktree link in again. Nicole says, I would say yes now. My concussion was 2016. I see this world so uniquely, all the beauty, air on my face, trees moving, etc. I'm very careful what I watch, listen. I have been taught how to calm nervous system. It was and still can be tricky. Sure. Sorry if my posts are choppy. My cognitive got affected. It's like I forget how to put sentences every day as practice. Yeah, I could completely see that. Not see that in your posts, but see that being an issue when it comes to concussions and all of your cognitive abilities, right? Trauma is a very, very interesting creature. Trauma will, and our bodies will do our best to actually keep us protected, right? So the little synapses that are firing and maybe misfiring are doing their best to keep you protected from, something that's not working, right? So you're doing just fine, though. I totally get your message. Your message comes through. But yeah, our trauma and our bodies are amazing, and they really, really do their best to try and keep us from feeling danger and pain, and even this grief and loss that we talk about. Your bodies try and keep you away from anything that's going to hurt us and protect us. They really, really, really do. So let's see here. See if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Nicole, I am open for readings if you would like a card pull or even a reading if you have a question. That's how I like to finish up our After Dark Intuition radio show. Every time I come on and see you live, you are so present with us. Aw, thank you. I feel like I'm face to face with you. Aw, that's so sweet. That, that makes me feel so good because I really do love coming live, and I love talking, and I love chatting, and I love talking about all kinds of different things and whatever. So, yeah. So, all right. Ask, do you have any questions? And I will give you some answers here. If you have any questions, let me know. And if anybody else is hopping on, please feel free to ask a questions. We are at the portion of the show, episode 7. And if you missed the first part, please feel free to go back and rewatch. We did an absolutely fabulous loss and grief energy clearing. To lead, card or reading. Okay. How about we start with a card and we'll see what the card says, and that will lead to something, I am sure. I love these cards. These are my Kali Oracle cards. Let me show you. Kali Oracle deck. I really like these. They're very pretty. So much fun. And they seem to read really well. I just got them, so I will read from the book too. So this card is number 30. It's Nitya Kali. Let me show it to you. It's a very beautiful card with the almost like the circles, almost like moons and that beautiful flower, and then obviously the Metatron's cube. Is that the name of it? Oh my goodness, why is that blanking right now? But it's like the moons, right? In their little moon phases, right? Isn't that beautiful? So when I'm tuning into this card, Nicole, I really, with that flower, I see like almost like a blossoming, right? Like like there's growth and there's things coming and there's things that are there. It's like a very slow process because it is like a flower and it takes some time to be as beautiful as it is. So it's really, yeah, it does look like cells, but it is really, really coming to fruition. So that's what I see with that. And you asked, what are you supposed to do for a living? So tuning in immediately, I immediately think of the medical field, and I always see a nurse when I think of the medical field, but then also I could see that my best friend just hopped on and she is a nurse. So that could be her. But let me know if you have any interest in a medical field, Nicole. And then I'll actually read this card for you. Hi, Anne. Hi, Wendy. I see your little care thingies, humans or little emojis or whatever those are called. All right. So, Nicole, she calls us away from the world to journey inwards where a path of sacred introversion beckons. Turning within may feel natural or unfamiliar, but in journeying within, you will gain energy, insight, and freedom from the constraints of what has been. Allow that which needs to end to do so. You shall realize you are not being denied, but released. There is something new on the horizon. Honor your losses, but keep your hope in your heart for what is meant to be. I like that. Nicole, that card is perfect for you. Hi, Anne. Okay, so actually a personal trainer and massage therapist for 20 years. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, I could see even like a therapist as being sort of like on that medical field. But what are you actually to do for a living? See, when I think of those two things, I can see the massage therapist, but I don't see the personal trainer. But it just means that is one more strong than the other? Let me know if one is more strong than the other, like you do it more often than the other. And I do still get a vibe of the medical field. And let me know if you'd like a card, or Wendy, if you guys are hopping on. We're at the portion of After Dark Talk Radio where we get to do some card pulls and some intuitive readings. Let me know, let me know. I like doing these. I like hanging out. And these are new cards, like I said, so I will be reading from the book too, because I don't know these cards very well. All right, Wendy says she will please take a card. All right, let's see what we got for you, my dear. These cards are so new. Oh, I like this card. I had this card last week too, I feel. Smashana. Well, if you can see it. So there's a lot of different things going on in this, right? So you've got this head on a platter, right? And this, you know, this unsheathed weapon, right? Like a machete. When I take a look at this card, and when I think about you, Wendy, really it's bringing up the strength and the power, right, that you have within, right? That you have that ability to really bring forth what it is that you desire. Okay. So you're standing strong. You have that ability to basically not necessarily cut the head off of a person. I don't mean necessarily like whacking the, person off, but you have that ability to separate yourself from one situation and not pay it any attention, right? So you have that ability, but you most importantly have the strength. Okay, so let me go ahead and read this card. This is number 1, and see what our pretty little book has for you to say. So both messages, what I say and what the book are coming through are, my messages are more like the intuitive messages that I get when I tune into you in the card. And then obviously what the book says is what the book says. Like I said, I don't know these cards yet. She shines her blessing of divine deconstruction, clearing away that which undermines your confidence and inhibits your activity on your life path. With the courage born of unconditional trust, you can accept her fierce intervention in your life with openness to the positive changes that shall emerge as a result. That's awesome. So it's funny, like if you listen to what I say and then you listen to what the card says, they're always intertwined in some fashion. And it really just shows you that the message is really for you, and not for anybody else. That's what I love about card reading and intuitive messages. All right, and I will pull a card for you too. These are just beautiful cards. And if anybody has a question, please feel free to ask. And if anybody would actually like to come on and do part of a live reading, I would not mind. Definitely don't want to be restricted on schedule. Everything has changed since I got hurt. So I ended up getting dog walking, caregiving. It's like I had to live a very stress-free life. Not sure medical would be like brain mapping, PMF map, brain fit. My clients I train, I do massage stretching, they go hand in hand. I have to still be careful with too much interaction. It's almost like I feel stuck or blocked. Yeah, I could see that too, especially with the, hi Yvonne, especially with the, cognitive abilities being a little bit stretched, right, and a little bit discombobulated. I could definitely see that. But yeah, I really see you in a medical field. And yeah, I do see the massaging and stretching going hand in hand. Definitely be careful. But you know what? You can do some clearings around around your third eye, which is, and your crown chakra, right? So your crown chakra is here and your third eye is right here in between your, basically between your eyebrows. And you've got your crown chakra can be any color, basically. I like to think of it as gold, but it could be white, gold, darker purple, but your third eye is like a more like a violet purple, right? So if you are to sit and like start to try and meditate, I know, I believe we had talked before about the concentration being a little bit difficult, and just starting to take like 1 to 2 minutes per day and really, closing your eyes and really concentrating and allowing that space to just breathe, right? So like breathing through your third eye, breathing through your crown, and allowing for some of that to clear. You're welcome, Nicole. Just allowing some of that to clear so that you can have some of that clarity, right? Just gain some clarity in those small moments of time. Yeah, you're welcome. Just try taking those 1 or 2 minutes and let me know how it goes. All right, Anne, I will pull a card for you. I promise. I'll get there. All right. It's so funny. Some of these cards look kind of scary, but they're not they're not scary. Look at this card. It might look a little scary, Anne, but it's not scary. I promise. And tuning into this card and to your energy, I feel like this is more of like an abundance card. Like this is really showing that you have this true abundance, that it's not that you don't know what to do with it, but it's like that you've got this stuff right in your hand. It's kind of like on a platter, like just like the picture, right? So you've got this abundance, right? That is all on this platter, and it's like you have all of this to give, and it's like people need to basically take what you're giving, right? You're giving that energy, you're giving that abundance, and you're allowing that to be the place for people, and allowing that to fill your life, and allowing yourself to share your energy. And it's as if sometimes people are taking too much of the energy, but then some people aren't taking enough of the energy. So it's like you want to help people, but some people don't want the help. And then you've got the people that, are over here and they're trying to suck your energy dry. Let me know if that makes sense. Nicole, I really liked your last chakras when you gave vision of the lady walking on the beach. It's like, that's you, your higher self walking in my purpose free with no restrictions. Yeah. And I really love doing those types of meditations, guided meditations, because they make you feel so good, and you really do connect with your higher self, and you really sometimes understand what it is that you are here on this earth to do when you are connecting with yourself, and let me know if that resonates with you. And I am going to read number 6, Trauma Nagmo. She arises, instinctively responding to a severe threat to your well-being, freedom, and sacred fulfillment. Her fierce form causes the impure to tremble and the pure of heart to move close. She is ferocious in her wrath against injustice, dispense with thoughts of vengeance, pray for mercy for all beings, especially those trapped in patterns of consciousness harmful toward themselves and others. Open your heart to her heart and allow her to attend to all matters of karma while you remain true to your higher self. That's a beautiful card. Yeah, it does make sense. You do feel drained sometimes. Sometimes we've got all these little energy suckers that, taking all of our energy. We don't got time for these people. Like what that, reading just said from the book is basically like cut the cords, right? Like cut the energy from the people that are sucking you dry. Allow karma and the card trauma. What was her name? Trauma Nagmo. Number 6. Trauma Nagmo. Let her be the one that's actually being your protector, right? The one that's going to push the energy, push the people away that are sucking that energy. Allow her to, exactly your motto, let karma deal with it. That's exactly what that card just said. In essence, let karma deal with it. She's going to be your protector. Yvonne, tell me what's going on. You're feeling very low. We just did a fabulous energy clearing. Granted, it was about grief and loss, but it was a pretty amazing energy clearing. If you want to hop back on when we are done here, and you're welcome, Anne, and listen to it. It was pretty good. Do you have any questions, Yvonne? See what we can do to lift your beautiful spirit. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to ask. We're going to be on here for a couple more minutes. This is episode 7 of After Dark Talk Radio. This is my favorite little thing to do every single week. We come on every Wednesday from 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until whenever we get off. We have a lot of fun. I like to do some readings on here at the end once we've discussed our subject matter. And this week's subject was about loss and grief. I recently lost 2 coworkers that I've worked with for the past 18 years, which was quite difficult. But we have to learn to walk with our grief and walk with our loss. Just like everybody. Everybody experiences it at some point in their life. Yvonne, let me know how you're feeling. What if you would like a question answered, I can certainly answer something for you. Oh, water. I love water. Water is such a good thing. I don't drink enough water right now. In June, end of June, I had weight loss surgery. I had a gastric sleeve, and since then, I'm supposed to be drinking 64 ounces of water, but I don't because I drink my coffee instead. I feel like they're gonna yell at me soon. Yvonne, you do suffer with depression and you do get bullied by a sister. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anne. I appreciate it. Yvonne, let's tune into that, right? Let's tune into the depression. Yvonne, I can really see that it really affects you. I could see that it affects your heart space, that it is like depression is, it's kind of, it affects both places, right? It affects our mind, it affects our brain, it affects our thought processes, and it affects our heart. And I'm really tuning into your heart pain. And I could feel like it is very like, closed, very blocked, very, almost as if you're protecting yourself, right? And I can see that you probably need to do a little bit of a heart clearing, like an energy clearing. The energy clearing that we did today, we did focus on the heart because of the grief and the loss. But I do think you could benefit because of the depression. But if you don't want to do that, just jump on YouTube and look up heart chakra clearing. And feel free to do anything that you find on there. YouTube is a fabulous place that has all kinds of energy clearings and all kinds of everything you can find on there. But also, if you look back through, I think it was like episode 1 or 2 of After Dark Talk Radio, we did a chakra energy clearing and we clear the heart energy space as well. But I do feel like your heart is blocked, and it's most likely because it's in this protected state, because you feel as though that if you protect your heart, that will stop some of the pain and some of the depression and some of the thoughts that you're having and some of that overwhelming those overwhelming feelings, right? Those things that are just keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, not allowing you to actually move out of the depression, move out of the space where you are getting, bothered and taken over, right? Like you don't have a voice. Let me know if any of that resonates for you. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to let me know. Like I said, all of my links, I just updated my Linktree link. I love saying that, Linktree link, because it's hard to say. And that has all of my links on there, which my link to my Facebook page, which is actually pinned. My group, which is actually pinned here. And feel free to join my group. I do a lot of clearings over there. I do a lot of just free things. And I actually have a masterclass coming up in there in the next few weeks. I am going to, in the next, let's see, today's the 18th. I'm going to do it before the 1st. Oh, it's the 19th. I'm going to do it before the 1st. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll put it up there, or next week or so, I'll put it up there for the date. It's going to be a free masterclass. It will be one evening, and it's going to be all about the space, because I realize that for the program that I have, Empower From Within, which is a monthly subscription program, that we really need to learn how to listen to ourselves first before we can begin learning about our intuition. And it is really kind of like a beginner space to assist you in kind of quieting your mind. So please feel free to join my group. I will be posting that shortly, when that class will be. And don't forget, you can join me here every single Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is pretty much it. You're welcome, Nicole. I absolutely love the fact that you were on the entire time interacting. I love the interaction. If you know anything about human design, my sacral response, or my response is, or my whatever it is response. I can't remember what it is, but it's response. And I love to respond. I love to react. I enjoy talking to people. I'm a people person. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. If nobody has any other questions, we are going to close it out for the evening. But I really, really enjoyed talking about grief and loss today, as sad as it is. Yeah, you're a manifesting generator, 2-4. I am a generator, and I am, oh crap, what are the numbers? I think it's 1 and 4. 1 and 4 or 4 and 1. I can't remember. I'll know next time. I'll look it up. I know I've got it somewhere. But all right. So let's go ahead and put I love my music. We'll put my closing music on, which is the same as my beginning music, but it's good enough. So play, it's not playing. We'll play another song. There we go. Thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you hopping on. Yes, Nicole, I do one-on-ones. I do one-on-one coaching. I do one-on-one readings. A one-on-one reading right now is 111. But yeah, message me if you want any more information. Good, Yvonne. I'm glad that's true. I hope you all have a very good night, and thank you for tuning in to episode 7. Have a good one. Bye.